Hey, how are you? Sorry, I got a hair on my screen and somebody's wanting to join. How are you tonight? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. North Carolina, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, had it in my neck today. Must have slept wrong last night. I haven't been doing Sunday nights. I felt called to get on. My guides were like, you need to get on tonight. And I was like, I do. So I'm running a little bit past when I normally get on, but I just felt the call that I needed to be here tonight. So, yeah. Waiting for a few more people to hop on, see if they do. Hello, hello. You're welcome. I wonder, I don't know if it's too late where he's at. I would love for him. It's been rough. I'm sorry. Do you want to elaborate on that? That's what I'm here for. Bent away. Hopefully all my comments are coming through because they haven't been lately. About every third comment seems like hasn't been. 1 year on the 18th, my dad passed. I'm sorry. The 1 year marks are always hard. That's a day before my birthday. Just another day. I'm so sorry about that. Well, let me tell you one thing that I know for sure is that he would not want you to be sad on that day. He would want you to celebrate his life on that day. They want to be celebrated. They want their lives that they had with you celebrated. And honestly, I bet it would make him really, really happy if you had like a cake and had pictures of him and reminisced about memories that you had with him. I guarantee that would totally make him happy. Celebrate the life you had with him and that he's still there. He's just on the other side of the veil. I mean, obviously, I know better than anyone that they're not here in the physical world and we can't hug and squeeze them, right? But yeah. They're still with us. They're always with us. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from California. I got to get used to saying that. Formerly of South Dakota. Sorry, I'm just making notes to myself because I didn't get notes made because my guide was just like, you need to get on tonight. And I was like, okay, because I'd been doing Monday through Thursday. Wow, for 37 years. That's awesome. Like I said, I know that I bet 100% positive that he would want you to celebrate his life that day on that anniversary. Like I said, maybe have a party if you can and a cake. And I see people passing pictures around and talking about memories and his life. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Did I lose you? Anybody else want to talk to me tonight? You're so welcome. But I just know that I see him agreeing with me. That's what I see. Sorry, I'm getting a message, and I will never not give a message if I get it. Right? Like I don't do this. I'm not doing this anymore on purpose, getting messages for people, but if I get them, I will tell you. So give me one sec here. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Is it Rhonda? He said, my lovely daughter. Hey, Douglas, how are you? Thank you for the badge. I'm just hopping on. I felt led to get on tonight. My guide said you need to be on. I'm just happened to be getting a message for somebody. Give me one sec. Would it be normal for him to say my lovely daughter? Because that's what I'm getting. Yeah, he doesn't want you to be sad. He wants to be celebrated. Yes. Okay. I am in California. Douglas? I've been here, let's see, Wednesday will be, I think, 3 weeks. Difficulty sleeping. I have a CPAP machine for sleep apnea, but I have more sleep problems than apnea. More problems like what? The angry carpet cleaning man. Thank you for the badge. And I'm not sure, I don't want to screw that name up. Thank you for the badge. In Sacramento. Welcome. I'm in Yucaipa. Thank you for the badge. South Dakota too cold? Yeah, just a little. It's been a little chilly here. We've had rain for days, but I'll take that any day. Yeah, I know, Douglas. You're in New York. You're jelly? If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. I'm from California. Welcome. This was my normal night, then went to not my normal night, and now tonight I'm going to start making it my normal night again, but I just felt led to get on, that I needed to be on here. If you're not familiar, Missouri, I'm Penny. Welcome, Penny from Missouri. Thank you for the likes, Douglas. I appreciate that. Jersey, Kay Harper. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Hey, Bella, how are you? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes, too. I appreciate that. You're good? I'm well, thank you. It's just been a kind of a rainy day. No, you're not going to sit in here and watch. No, I have an audience who's eating. No, stop. You're trying to be annoying. From Buffalo, New York, welcome. Bella, you're from Buffalo, New York too? Well, that's awesome. I'm trying to be distracted over here. Lies. No, you need to go out, please.
Don't hate me because I look good.
No. No. Oh, Bella, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Sorry for that interruption, guys. I keep getting something. Jacqueline, are you still here? If you're just here, if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. I'm sorry. Totally got distracted there for a minute. Yes. Because I feel like I'm getting more from him, and I just as I was getting it, I got distracted. Give me a second, okay? If you are here and you're new here, tell us who you are, where you're from. And if you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from California. I just keep hearing my lovely daughter. I want you to be happy. and know that I'm always with you. I don't want you to be sad. Is your mother still alive? Anna, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm not doing these messages on purpose anymore, but if I get one when I'm on, I will deliver. I will never not give a message. She's not still alive. That's kind of what I was wondering. Because I'm hearing him say, your mother and I love you. We're so proud of you, the woman you've become. We want you to move forward. How was California? It's okay. It was great when it was warm. Right now it's been rainy. So, but that's okay. I'll take the rain over snow in South Dakota any day. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm getting behind on my... She passed a long time ago. Well, it sounds like they're together. Adam, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hi from Calfod. I'm not sure if I know where that is. Adam. What message are you here to convey? Hi. Hi, do you have a name and where are you from? I'm not doing reads tonight, guys. I just happened to get a message for one of my regulars, and I always will deliver a message, but I'm not doing those tonight. I'm sorry. You're from Southern California. Gotcha. And did you have a name? Did you tell me your name? Winter in Buffalo, New York. You? Yes. What about you? Northeast Indiana. Well, there was somebody with like a one-eye circle. If the one that asked if Andrew was interested, do you have a name and where are you from? I actually am a psychic medium, but that's not why I'm on tonight. I was just getting on to chat. This isn't, well, it was my normal night, not my normal night. Now it's going to go back to my normal night, but I was just feeling led to be on tonight. Does that make sense? Kathy. Welcome, Kathy. No, that's okay. No, I knew that, Adam. Somebody else was asking me a question. I've had so many orbs on my lives lately. Did anybody else catch that? Thank you for the badge. Any ideas to be able to sleep? Maybe have you tried just clearing your mind? Maybe do some journaling. I think I'm getting, and I'm not here to do psychic reads either tonight, but like I said, if I have a message, I'm not going to not pass it along. I'm getting that you need to clear your mind. You've got too much going on up here. Learn to clear your mind. Maybe try some journaling. I think you got something unresolved going on in your mind, maybe in your heart, in your life. I'm not sure. Try doing some journaling and meditation music, maybe also. Try that and see if that helps. Curious about my niche. Okay, so here's my niche. So let me introduce myself now that I've been on for about 10 minutes here. Let me kind of give you the rundown for all those of you that are new. So my name is Renee. I'm from California. I just moved here about 2.5 weeks ago from South Dakota. Years of trauma. Okay. Well, you're in the right place because that's what I'm here to do, is to help other people through their loss and through their trauma. So if you need any other hints, but try some journaling with it and know that you have to walk through that, right? You have to walk through whatever that storm is, that trauma. I call the trauma the storm, the shadow work. Work through that and I bet you'll start sleeping better. Just my thing. Anyway, so my name is Renee. I started my TikTok in March of 2024. The reason I started my TikTok is because in September of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. And just a quick rundown, we were together for 32 years, never been apart more than 2 weeks, been together since I was 16 years old. And so when people kept telling me just to put one foot in front of the other, and I will catch up with the chat in just a second here, guys, I'm going to back up. Everybody kept telling me put one foot in front of the other, and I literally didn't know how to do that. I could barely breathe. I had no idea if I was going to even stay on this planet after he left. I didn't know how to live an adult life without him. Just quickly, my daughter told me one day, she said, "Mom, you realize your life was worth living?" And that's when I had a light bulb moment. And that's when I realized that I did. And I had to figure out, because he didn't leave me in a great spot financially. So therapy was out. And I'm the unique girl, the weird girl. And so I knew that group therapy wasn't probably going to work for me either. And I had to find a way to heal myself. And so actually that's part of the reason why my guide had me get on tonight, because she wanted me to talk about kind of how I discovered what my purpose was, which is to help other people through loss. Okay, I'm going to go back through the chat and then we'll continue on. Guided meditation too, that also may help. Yes, Adam, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Right before bed. Just be careful with, guided meditations are good. Be careful with group meditation, because our minds connect, our consciousnesses connect, and you never know who you're connecting with. Just my little input there. Thank you for that. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Thank you for the hugs, Bella, and the likes. And so as I started my healing journey, I deep dived into meditation and journaling myself. And as I started meditating more and more, that's when I discovered that I had abilities. I had abilities to hear my guides, my spirit team, and didn't really know that I had medium abilities until several months later. But my guides slowly, what I always say, breadcrumb me to my purpose, right? I also want to mention, I am on my journey of life where I am and you are where you are. And I'm not here to convince anybody of anything or to change your mind or to persuade you to believe anything. What I say here is my opinion. It's my page. We agree to disagree here. So I just asked, I only have 2 rules. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate that so much. I only have 2 rules here. I just ask that you always be kind. And the second one is we talk absolutely no politics, because it's just absolutely not at all what my page is about. It's not against one side or the other. It's just there's a million other pages out there. You can do that. My page is just not about that. We help people if you're alone or you're lonely or you just need a place to go. If you have a loss, that's kind of my niche. This is what my page was created for. Thank you for the heart knees. I appreciate that so much, and all the likes, by the way. And if you're just hopping on and you're new here, tell us who you are and where you're from. And so my guide kind of led me to get on tonight because she kind of wanted me to explain kind of my journey with how I discovered my purpose. So one of the first messages I ever got in meditation was, what heals you will heal others. Okay. And, when I got that message, it was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this, right? And thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate that, you guys. Bella and Adam, appreciate you so much. And so, like I said, that was the first message I ever got. And then they just kind of give me other messages through different times. And it was probably about, I want to say maybe a month and a half, 2 months in to meditation. Because by that time, my guide was giving me messages. My spirit team was giving me messages to relay to other people. They're like, you need to start putting these out. Other people need to hear these messages. And so that's kind of where my journey online started. Although if I back up just real quick, so my husband had gotten sick with pneumonia at the end of 21, just before Christmas. And when he went in the hospital, he was actually doing pretty well. And then he had 2 strokes. And then that's kind of when my life went downhill and everything changed. And it was a whole journey from there. And so I had started doing Facebook Lives when my husband was sick because I had so many friends and family that were all over the country. And it was just easier to get on a Facebook Live and update everybody 2-3 times a day versus trying to call somebody and play the telephone and then somebody would get it wrong. And you know how it goes, right? And so I would get on Facebook and I would put out these messages. Well, then my guides are like, no, you need to be putting it out more than just Facebook. So then I started putting it on Instagram because I had a Facebook and an Instagram. And then basically come about December time. So this, I got home because I was in Iowa when this happened. And so I got home in like October to where our apartment, because we were living out of our camper so my husband could work. And so about December, right around just before Christmas, my guide said, you need to be online. You need to be open, to the public online, telling your story, whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. And when I was dragging my feet because I'm very technologically challenged and I didn't even know how to make a reel. They're like, you need to make reels. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And so I went to Christmas and my granddaughter, who was preteen at the time, I said, can you help Grandma make a reel? Because I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And so she showed me how to make a reel. And then I slowly drug my feet for probably about a month or so. So about the end of January then of 2024, I started making reels and I started putting them out like on Facebook, Instagram, like I said. And then about the first part of February-ish, maybe the little couple weeks in, excuse me, my guides were like, you need to be on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't know how to be on TikTok. Hi, hey, Abbott, how are you, buddy? Long time no see. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from, if you're new here. My name is Renee. Welcome. And so I got on TikTok and come March, because all my grandkids were there. And I was like, can you all help Grandma make a TikTok? Because I don't know what I'm doing. And they were all like, of course we will help you, right? Thank you for the badge, Abbott. I appreciate that. And the likes. And so that's when my TikTok journey began. And then I was putting out my reels on Facebook and Instagram and on TikTok. And, but backing up a little bit now that you kind of know my journey. So like I said, I got home in October and it'd probably been about a month and a half, 2 months, probably the first part of November, maybe the middle part of November. I was doing meditation several times a day. I basically became a hermit. Other than going to work, I would be in my bedroom and I would be meditating, or I'd be out in nature we had a lake if it was a warm enough day, and I would go and I would cry and I would journal. And that's kind of how my journey was. And so one day I went into meditation. It was just a normal meditation. I meditated. And as I started to come out of meditation, Daryl gave me a song. And I could hear, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Apologize for the singing. All my singing abilities went to my daughter after she was born. But I could hear that plain as day. And I sat there, and as I sat there, tears ran down out of my eyes. And I realized at that moment, everything that my guides had been telling me at that moment, that no, he couldn't turn back time. That I couldn't turn back time. He couldn't turn back time. Even if we could turn back time, we couldn't. At that moment, it was never more clear to me that sadly I had to go through that. I had to go through all of that. Exactly how I went through that in order for me to understand my purpose. And at that moment, everything, all the puzzle pieces kind of just came together, and it was like this the biggest epiphany light bulb moment at that point of my life of I couldn't turn back time. I couldn't save him because I had to go through everything I went through, including that moment that day of losing him, to understand that my purpose here was to help other people. And like that very first message that I received of what heals me will heal others. And I knew from that moment on that everything that I did in my healing journey, I would eventually use to help other people through their loss and their trauma. And then, like I said, my healing journey just continued, right? And I continued to learn lessons. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put that down just a little bit. That light just glares in my glasses. Thank you for the hearts, Bella. I'm hoping I'm helping others. I'm generally on here 4 nights a week, right? And I put out videos every day, reels every day, uplifting videos. If you're not familiar with my page, sometimes I put out 3, 4, 5, 6 videos a day. And like I said, I'm on here 4 nights a week, generally, when it's possible. I'm always here for people if you need me. So I'm hoping, as of November 8th, I've had a YouTube channel for a year. And all of my videos are over there also. So if you're not familiar, I also have a YouTube channel. I guess a good place to say that. It's under Scorpio Medium. And so all of my lives that I do to help people are all uploaded over there also. So people can go back. If you missed a live here and you want to catch it, you can go over to Scorpio Medium and you can find that there. So I hope so. My goal in life is that if I can just help one person, right? If one person, never one has to go through what I went through, then it's all worthwhile, right? Everything that I went through is all worthwhile. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's kind of been a quick version of my journey and kind of how I discovered what my purpose was. And then, like I said, I just continue to kind of be a hermit, and I walked, well, like I just said, to that other person, I walk through the shadow, right? I walk through that pain. I walk through, and not only that of the trauma of that day and what had happened, but also of discovering at, 48, 49, 50 years old, I didn't know who I was. Like I said, if you missed it, I was with him since I was 16. I didn't know who I was. I didn't love myself because I didn't even know who myself was, right? And so not only walking through the shadow of that trauma and that loss, going back and working through my traumas of, my childhood and abandonment issues that I had, that stem from my childhood that totally escalated after my husband unalived himself, right? I had abandonment issues from my dad leaving when I was 3, and, and that just escalated, like I said, after Daryl left. And then of course new issues came along with that, like, trust issues and, how am I ever going to trust somebody again? Because, there was only 2 people at that point in my life that I ever trusted, which was my husband of married 30 years and together 32 years, and my mom, right? And so learning how to trust again and, all of those things, right? Doing the shadow work and really putting in the work of who was I and who was I separate from him, because I didn't know, and learning to love myself. And then, like I said, walking through that pain and that loss and hopefully helping other people as I went through that, right? So yeah, so that's kind of my journey. Does anybody have anything else they would like to talk about tonight, or a loss that they've experienced? Kay, is it I don't want to mess that up. Thank you for the follow. Do you have a name and where you're from? So if you're just hopping on, tell us, and you're new here, tell us who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee and I'm from California. Welcome. Well, I'm waiting to see if anybody else wants to talk to me tonight real quick. So starting this week, I am going to start going live again Sunday through Wednesday, possibly Thursday till I get a job. I'm applying for jobs, so that could change where I might work nights starting on Thursday nights. So that's why I'm going back to Sunday through Wednesday. So I might be here Thursdays. I don't know. It'll be one of those things I'll just pop on if I am. But right now, 6:30 Mountain Time, Sunday through Wednesday. I've been doing mini reads on Wednesdays. My guides want, if you're not familiar, I talk to my spirit guides. They give me messages. They want me to, they've been wanting me to practice my psychic abilities. I lean more towards my mediumship. So I have decided as of right now, I will no longer be doing pulling in loved ones from the other side, doing my mediumship on live. It's just too hard. Guys, if you understood the process of that, right? That the process of every time somebody says, hey, does my grandma, does so-and-so have a message for me? All of you people that are here and you're in my comments, all of your people are like, hey, she can hear me. She can talk to my loved one. And they all bombard me and they don't understand how to wait their turn. And it makes it really, really difficult to decipher messages and who they're for and who they're not for. Yeah, so it'll basically just be like yes or no questions, like, you know, do you see a career change? Those kind of things, psychic questions. Guys, I'm going to try and invite somebody in. I've never done this before. We're going to see if he's going to come in, because I would like to talk to him about his healing journey. I don't know if it's too late where he is. He's like, I don't know, like 3 hours ahead of me. So it might be too late. I don't know. He might not accept either. But we're going to try. But in the meantime, like I said, does anybody had a loss or anything that they're working through that they would like help with? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Yeah, I don't think it's awful late where he is, so I don't. Had I been right on at 6:30 and invited him, I might message him and see if he could come on tomorrow night, because I would really like to talk to him and talk to him about his healing journey. And I won't go too much into it because I don't want to give too much away, but I think I'm going to message him. Anyway, enough of that. Anybody have anything else I want to talk about? So I will be here, like I said, this week, Sunday through Wednesday. Mini reads, 6:30 Pacific time. If you would like a full reading, if you would like to talk to somebody who's crossed over, you can email me. You'll find my email down in the bio. It's $40 for an hour. That's a really good deal. You won't find that hardly anywhere. I'm just here to help people, but my guides tell me I have a service and I have to charge. So $40 for an hour. If you would like to have a full reading, email me. That's how you would set that up. Last but not least, if you're interested, I have a Venmo down in my bio also. If you like my content and you would like to just leave me a tip, always appreciated but never expected. I have a Venmo down there too. You can do that there. So if you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Did everybody leave? Everybody's leaving. That's okay. Like I said, this hasn't been my normal night lately. I just felt guided to hop on. So we'll see if anybody else wants to talk to me tonight. If you're just hopping on and you're new, more. Do you want to elaborate on that more or what?
I don't know.
You miss me, Veronica? I miss you too. You know, life's been really crazy with, trying to get ready to move and then my move. And then I took like 3 weeks off, which I have not done ever since I started this channel. CPS took my son on false report. I lost my RNBS license because CPS stated I cannot work for 28 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, fighting the system is something, you know, and what a lot of people don't know on this, I don't like to talk politics on here, so this isn't political, but what people should know about CPS and do some research is that Bill Clinton actually started incentivizing CPS to take your children out of your home. I don't know if people are aware of that. Sorry, I'm a huge researcher. I just like to learn stuff. And I went down a rabbit hole years and years ago and learned that's why CPS is so aggressive about taking kids now. Is because it's incentivized. And the longer they stay out of your home, the more money they make. So look into that. When Bill Clinton was president, he actually incentivized CPS started getting funds for taking kids out of their homes, sadly. I'm so sorry. If everybody could just put up good vibes, we're so sorry. Keep the faith. That's all I can tell you. I keep hearing be patient. Sorry, I'm not doing reads tonight, but I've been getting messages as they come sometimes, and I will never not give a message if I get it. I keep hearing it will work itself out. I'm so sorry, though. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. The system sucks. And it's rigged against us, sadly. Yeah. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about tonight? Jacqueline, what was the more for? Do you want to elaborate on that? You had posted more. Did I miss something? More. Trisha from California. I'm from California too. Where are you from, Trisha? I just moved here. I'll be here about 3 weeks and on Wednesday, which just happens to be my birthday, y'all, which is just another day. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Trisha and Veronica, thank you for the badge. You find yourself staying home more? Is it because of your dad? Ventura County. I'm in Yucaipa. Yes. He was mentioning, and I kind of got sidetracked, Jacqueline, about you being stuck. Do you feel stuck with this loss? Because he really doesn't want you to be stuck. Yes. Yeah, he mentioned that. He's like, she's stuck. And he doesn't want you to be stuck. Like I said, try celebrating him and your mom. They want to be acknowledged from the other side. He really wants you to celebrate him on that 1 year anniversary on, what is it, Tuesday? I think that might help. And there's, what is the underlying issue that you're stuck with besides the loss? Because I keep feeling like there's something there that needs to be healed. Does that make sense? That's what I keep getting. There's the underlying issue that needs to be healed there. Excuse me. He wanted me to move my desk for work to room, and I can't. Elaborate some more for me, please. I'm so sorry about that. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to help you other than send good vibes and have everybody send good vibes and prayers for you. Hold on, I don't know why they are filtering. Barb, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Room. I guess I'm not following what you're telling me. He wanted you to move my desk for work to your room. He didn't raise me. After my mom passed, he gave me to someone else. Gotcha. Okay. Now I understand. That's the underlying issue. That's what because I was getting something, I just didn't know what, right? That's the underlying issue that you need to deal with. That he didn't raise you. A lot of hurt. Yep. Yep. You got to walk through that. You got to do the shadow work. You got to walk through that storm. Sadly, that's the only way that you're going to get unstuck. You were a workhorse. I gotcha. Okay. But that's the only way you're going to get unstuck, sweetie, is that you've got to walk through that storm of him not raising you, that he gave you to someone else. All of that hurt, the workhorse part, all of it, all of the hurt, you've got to work through that. All that pain. And it sucks. And that's why a lot of people don't heal, is because they don't want to walk through that pain, but that's the only way to heal it. You have to feel it to heal it. Yep. Break something. Scream. Journal. Do whatever it takes, even if it's in baby steps. You don't have to do it all, Go back to when that hurt, that anger first started, and just start walking through it. Like I said, you have to feel it to heal it. And I know it sucks. It really sucks. I've been there. But that's the only way you're going to get unstuck. I get it now. I understand. I totally understand. Before he went into hospice, I told him I forgive him. And all he said is he had to work. Okay, well, first of all, understand that forgiveness isn't for them. Forgiveness is for us, right? We can't hold on to that stuff. It'll eat you up inside. And, I know right now because you're angry and you have a lot of hurt and there's a lot of pain there yet, but eventually you will understand that's his side of it, right? You have your side, he has his side, right? And his side in his mind is he had to work. Okay. And eventually, for a lack of better terms, you will agree to disagree with him, but you will understand it at the same time if you work through that pain and you heal it. But forgiveness isn't for him, right? It's okay. You have to forgiveness is for us, for our hearts. So we're not bitter. We're not carrying that, right? Forgiveness is never for them. But you've got to go back and heal that. And you're welcome to message me. We can talk about this offline too, and I can help you any way possible. So he split you all up too. You had siblings. Yeah, forgiveness is for you. You just wish you said it before. Okay, let me throw something at you real quick. So, when I get on here every night and I talk about I am in my journey of life where I am and you're in your journey of life where you are. Sadly, can I ask you a question real quick before I go further with that? Are you a parent? Do you have any children? Yes. Okay. Think about this for 1 second. And I'm not excusing what he did. I'm just trying to give you a little bit change of perspective. And I'm good at playing the devil's advocate, okay? Here's the thing, right? When you went into being a parent, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to tell you to make it better. I can't control CPS or your son, unfortunately. All you can do is pray about it and put out there that, someday he'll understand. As in your case, Jacqueline, here's the thing we all know as a parent, life isn't easy. Parenting isn't easy. We don't have a manual, right? And so, my oldest daughter, who's 33, she would say to me when she was like 10, right? And I had Jacob and Sarah a little bit later. And so she would say to me, well, you treat them differently than I treat you. Okay, let me put this in perspective real quick. Here's the thing with that is that one, they all have different personalities. And I do have a point to this, I promise. But when I had Mandy, I was 17 years old. Okay. When I had Jacob, I was 21. And when I had Sarah, I was 23. And so figure when, she was like 9 or 10 and saying this to me, I was already pushing, my upper 20s probably, right? Early 30s. I had gained skills at that moment in my time in my life that I didn't have when I was 17 years old, right? At 17 years old, I can remember looking at her in that little bed laying next to me, and all I could think was I was going to break it, right? I didn't have the skills that I had at 26, 27, 28, 29 years old, right? And so think of it in the perspective of your dad. Was he a perfect father? Probably not. Do I understand that? Oh, do I get it? If you've been here the whole time, like I said, I had abandonment issues from my dad, and it took up until this last year, probably year and a half before I was able to deal with those, right? But try to put into perspective the skills that he had at the time, his thought process at the time. Like I said, does that excuse him? No, it does not at all. But as a parent, we all know that, we're different people at different chapters in our life, right? But back to you. Forgiveness is for you, not for him. We cannot change somebody's thoughts, somebody else's behaviors at all, right? If we could, wouldn't life be glorious, right? That's the sad reality of it, right? We can't tell other people how to think, how to feel, how to act. We're responsible for how we feel, we act, how we believe. That's all on us, right? And so he knows on the other side that you're stuck. He knows that he helped you get stuck. But just know they're different when they're there. When they're on the other side of the veil, things change. And he's changed, right? But sadly, the only way you're going to get unstuck is you have to walk through that storm. You have to go back to that moment that you felt abandoned, probably by him. You were angry that he abandoned you, that he split you and your brother up, it sounds like. So you have abandonment issues. You probably still have loss issues that I'm guessing that you never dealt with, that your mom passed away. Separation issues from your brother. I could probably go on and on, I'm guessing. But just to name a couple or a few, right? But you have to go back and you have to walk through that storm, sweetheart. And I know, like I said, that's why a lot of people don't heal, is because you have to feel it to heal it. So, like I said, journal it. That for me, I had lots of anger issues when Daryl left. And for me to be able to just write on paper that I am so angry with you today. And this is why I'm angry. I'm angry that you left. I'm angry that you left me in this position, right? Trauma as a little girl coming home, 8, finding her passed after I got off the school bus. Exactly. Like I said, I can tell you just by the little bit of interaction that we've had, and because I have really good intuition, you haven't healed the passing of your mother. Yes, journaling does wonders. It really does, especially if you can sit outside in the nature and do it. Nature is so healing. Get your feet in the dirt, the grass, the water, whatever it is. If you're in a place this time of year that you can do that, for sure, right? Taking a hike and thinking about it. For me, when my head is muddled, I exercise. But yes, you have trauma from your mom passing that I can tell right now that you haven't dealt with. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so, so sorry that that happened to you. Might I make a suggestion? Oh, and then never acknowledged it. I'm so, so sorry. Do you have a picture of you when you're about that age? Yeah, you have a lot to unpack. A lot. And I know this sounds silly, and I've said this before, and people probably think I'm totally silly, but it really does work, and I've done it. Like I said, it's going to sound silly, but I've done it. Is to take that picture of you when you're alone, go find a place, nature, wherever, and just be alone and talk to that 8-year-old self, or however old you were, right? And tell that little girl that you're going to be okay, that you are okay, and that you're sorry that nobody ever listened to you, and that nobody ever told, and that nobody gave you the love and the care that you needed at that time, or the protection. Like I said, it sounds silly, but it really works. And you need to go to the thrift store, find an old vase or some cheap plates, and go somewhere and just break stuff and just cry and scream and journal, because you have to walk through that. And I'm so, so sorry that nobody protected you when you needed protection the most. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry. But you need to, like I said, you're stuck, and you're not going to get unstuck until you go back and you feel all of that and you work through it. Yeah, because it's all came back up since he passed, I'm guessing. Am I right? You kind of stuffed it under the rug, maybe a little bit. Like I tell people all the time, right? You know, we can only shove things under the rug for so long, and then eventually you'll trip over that rug. Yeah. And so it's kind of brought it all back to the forefront, all of it. All the pain, all the hurt, all the anger. That little girl is screaming for somebody to protect it and to love it. But do that. I promise you. It sounds silly, but it really does work. Tabitha, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And I do everything to care for my dad. You know, and that's what we do because we think we have to do that, right? I get that. And it sounds like there's some resentment there. Resentment and some anger for that also, right? Add it to the list. Like I said, just make a list of all the hurts and the resentments and the anger, and, you know, just work your way through that list. You got to feel it to heal it, girl. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Trisha, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that too, and all the likes. I am so sorry. Because here's the thing, I'm an empath, right? And I can feel your energy. I can feel it. And it's heavy. And I can feel it from here. Right? Because it's just, I'm going to make an observation. And I'm going to say you did that because you were looking for that validation you never got as that little girl. I mean, I could be way off. Thank you for the follow, Trisha. I appreciate that. You were looking, you thought by taking care of him that you would finally get that validation that you never got as that little girl. Right? that you needed. That love, that care, that validation that you never got. Like I said, girl, you got to walk through it. There's no other way. And guess what? This is what I'm here for. This is what my page is here for. And we're all here for you. And you can message me anytime. Oh, thank you, Trisha. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Because I can feel her. I can feel her energy, and it's very heavy. Very heavy. But I'm here for you, girl. This is what I'm here to do. So you message me anytime, okay? And we're gonna walk through that storm. I'll do it with you. You just have to know, like I said, that's part of it. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to take the rug up. Pick the rug up. And all those things that you've been shoving under that rug have got to come out. They've got to come out. Yeah. They got to come out. I'm sure. And you saw that, I'm guessing. You experienced that also. You moved her? Like her remains? Or what? Do you want to elaborate on that? Yes. They seem at peace. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I mean, they're at peace as far as each other. He knows that, you're stuck. And he has lots of regrets. I can see that. I can see him physically upset. He says, I'm sorry. I did what I thought was right. As in right now, you want to be? No, you don't. Girl, you have so much to be here for, if that's the case. You hear me? Your mission here isn't over. Hey girl, talk to me. How many kids do you have? Can I ask? You said you're a parent. You do, because you need to push those thoughts away, because you have a huge mission here. And here's the other thing is, remember, when people, sorry, people keep asking to join. When people do those things, like my husband did, and you're having thoughts of, you need to understand that maybe you feel alone right now, and you're going through a moment that you change somebody's story. You will change your son's story. You're not alone. You're no longer alone. You have me. You have everyone on here. You are so not alone. I'm getting you have a mission to tell your story. Think of how many people that you could help with your story. But realize that you change. Do you understand that? You change somebody's story when you do something like that. My world of 32 years totally disappeared because he made that choice. My story changed. My kids' story changed. Trust me, you never want to make somebody feel like that. Because You are important. You are not alone. You are not. I promise you, somebody's story would change. Your son's story would change. You have a spouse, so your spouse's story would change. Exactly. We all have those moments. Know that. We all have those moments. You don't think I still have those moments? This spring, I had those thoughts. And it wasn't because of all of the things that I lost or that my world imploded. Do you want to know why I had those thoughts? I'll share them. I don't share this with hardly anyone. Nobody knows other than my oldest daughter and my best friend. You know what? It's okay that it's not in a good place. But I'll share it. Can I share with you my thoughts of why I was ready to leave this world? It had nothing to do with all of the things I lost or that my whole world crumbled. Because my husband unalived himself. I gotta be careful how I say it because I don't want to get kicked off of here. I'm the one that found him that day. I found him. And every time I close my eyes, I never know when I'm going to have that image in my head for the rest of my life. Trust me, you do not want to do that to another human being. I almost left this world because it was almost too much. It was too much to bear. Because I don't know when I close my eyes when I'm going to see that. And trust me, like I said, you will change your spouse's story, you will change your kids' story, whether you're not speaking to them or they're not speaking to you or your relationship is not good. Trust me, you would change their story. You do have a purpose. You have a huge purpose here. You just don't realize that yet. You need to take everything, those things that you went through. One, you have to walk through that and heal that. But you have to change your perspective of that those things did not happen to you. Those things happened for you. Because think of your story could maybe change one person's life. One. Give me a sec. Trust me, like I said, you don't want to do that to another human being. That is a lot of pain and suffering put onto somebody that they have to put up, that they have to not put up, deal with for the rest of their life. Just because you're not talking now doesn't mean you won't be talking a month from now or 2 months from now. It is the worst. It's the worst pain that somebody could put on someone. And like I said, he changed my whole life. My whole entire story changed. My kids' story changed. His best friend's story changed. You change someone's story. And just because you don't know what your purpose is right here, right now, at this moment, doesn't mean you don't have one. I know you have one because I'm hearing it. Like I said, I'm hearing you have a huge mission here. And I am here. I got to put a puzzle piece together, guys. Sorry I've been on for too long. But you have a huge mission here. A huge mission. I hear that 8-year-old girl, that little girl that was so damaged way back then. She needs you. She needs you to heal. We're talking about a person that had a loss a long time ago and a lot of trauma. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Is it Melissa? Melissa. I'm not sure how you say that. Where are you from? If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. Like I said, I have never shared that. I never shared that moment. But I didn't want to leave because I lost my car. I lost my camper. I lost my world. I wanted to leave because like I said, I never know when I'm going to close my eyes and that moment is there. From Illinois, welcome. Jacqueline, are you still here? You do have a mission. Please just stick with us and we'll help you get to it, okay? Please. Please, please, please. You see your mom. Exactly. Would you ever want to do that to someone else? No, you don't. You don't want to change your spouse's story. Your son's story, whether he's talking to you or not. We all go through that. We have moments. There's been a whole year where I didn't talk to my daughter several times. Where we didn't talk to her, or she didn't talk to us, or both, or vice versa. Those are moments in time. Those are chapters in our life. That isn't the whole chapter. That isn't the whole book. Your spouse is a truck driver and you're alone a lot. Is that what you're talking about? I understand. My husband was a local truck driver and I was alone all the time. I feel like I was in a marriage alone. He was local. He became a workaholic and I never saw him. But that doesn't mean you're alone. For one thing, once you start healing and working through that healing process, you'll understand alone is, when you're physically alone, ends up being a good thing because you learn to love yourself and learn to care about yourself and you enjoy your alone time. You'll understand as you heal. He's regional. Okay. But you're never alone now. You got me, girl. I'm a Scorpio. I'm your ride or die for life at this point. All right. You hear me? I'm here forever. You're stuck with me. You're a Virgo? I have a friend that's a Virgo. I should say another friend that's a Virgo. But yeah, you're stuck with me now, girl. Scorpio also. You hang in there. That means you're a fighter. So don't you dare give up on your situation either. Because we're fighters. We don't give up. Just keep fighting and praying in your situation. We all have a purpose here. Whether it's to touch one person or to touch 1,000 people. But we all have a purpose here. Or we wouldn't be here. And if you're still on this planet, that means you still have a purpose to fulfill. Otherwise, you'd already be gone. If you didn't have your pets. Been there, done that too. Exactly. You would change their story. And I understand they're just pets. But where would they go? You know what I'm saying? What does God want you to do? Ask him. Sit in quiet and ask him. That's the problem, is people say, I pray, but I'm not getting any answers. But we go out in the world where it's crazy, or we turn on the TV or the radio. Are you listening? You really got to listen. Ask your spirit team for help. We all have a spirit team, including the divine, and they will help you. And I'll let you in on a little secret too. I've been down this rabbit hole, and I know I'm going to sound crazy, but they've taught us to pray wrong. Stop begging. There's a part in the Bible that says, ask and you shall receive. Well, they took out the part that says how you should ask. If you pray as it's already been done, you shall receive. Start thanking God. Start thanking the universe. Start being grateful. Start writing down 10 things you're grateful for every day, Jacqueline. And I forgot your name. CPS took everything. My husband took everything. I could have curled up in a ball and just withered away, and I chose not to. Right? Things happen to all of us. It's how you deal with it and what is your perspective. At least let me know, the man that I'm texting now, please let me. I'm not sure what you're asking. I would go to my mom's grave and pray and help for guidance. Ask your spirit team for guidance, because you're given free will. They can help you, but there's a certain line that they can't cross because we have free will. I'm not sure where you're going with that. But stop begging. We don't beg. We thank him. We thank God for the things that we're given. We thank him for, and remember, it's not our will, it's not our timing. I still don't understand your question. She's your angel. Yep. We have a whole spirit team. You have spirit guides, you have angels, you have ancestors. Sometimes it's a great grandmother or great grandfather that you don't even know about, right? Ask them to help you get through your day. And when you feel lonely, message me. Message somebody. I'm sure you have to have at least one friend. My best friend is a godsend. Everybody abandoned me. My husband's entire family after 32 years abandoned me. His family abandoned me. My church of 14 and a half years abandoned me. I had my kids and my best friend. I could have curled up in a ball and said, I'm done. But that's not what we do. Because if your time on this earth was up, you would already be gone, but your time is not up. You still have a mission to fulfill. You still have a purpose here. I'm going to challenge everybody that's on this live right now. Every day, get up and write 10 things that you're grateful for. And I guarantee you, you will see things change in your life. The more grateful thoughts you put out, good things come to you. My life was just like yours, the same thing, as much as I'm in a dating thing is going to be. No, don't even talk about dating right now in this day and age. It's awful. All I can tell you is learn to love yourself. Give yourself love and self-care. Be grateful. And the more you be grateful, the more good things come. I can tell you that. The more negative you put out, the more negative comes. The more positive you put out, the more positive comes back to you. I believe that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Okay, guys. Well, you're so welcome. Just be positive and focus on you. When you take the focus of finding that right person, or the focus of just Put the focus back on you. Take care of you. Love you. Do what makes you happy. You'll find things tend to just fall into place. Okay? Jacqueline, I love you. I'm here for you. You're not alone. Please don't do that. Please, please, I ask of you, don't change your son's story, your spouse's story, and put that memory that you have, that I have, that how many other people in this life have for someone else. You have a purpose here. I guarantee it. You're so welcome. And I love you. I love all of you for being here. Remember, you're a part of somebody's story. So don't ever take that for granted. I am so sorry that happened to you. But like I said, you have to change your perspective. Be positive. You have to change your perspective. It didn't happen to you. It happened for you for a reason. Thank you, Trisha. I appreciate that. And everything in this life, I truly believe you have to change your perspective. Everything happens for us, not to us. I promise you. Life's just a big school and it's just a big lesson. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I've went a little long here, so I'm going to say goodnight for tonight. I hope y'all have a great night. Remember, you're never alone. You're never alone. I'm always one message away. You're never alone. Have a great night. Remember to make tomorrow great because it's a choice. Fresh start. Tomorrow's Monday. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. Fresh start. Fresh week. It's a new day, a new week. You got this. Okay? Make tomorrow great. I love you all. On that note, I'll be back here tomorrow night, 6:30 Pacific time, until we meet again. Oh, thank you for the dolphin. I appreciate that. I'm just hopping off. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Bye.